She was hired to watch the house, but something inside was watching her back. There's something deeply terrifying about silence when it stretches too long, when it starts to feel alive. Danny never feared silence, not until the night it started whispering back. Danny was 24, fresh out of college, and living in Phoenix, Arizona. She was broke, living on instant noodles and gas station coffee, and desperate for cash. So when her roommate's unclean old reclusive man named Howard offered her $500 to house sit for one night, she didn't think twice. He gave her the address, a desert estate, 2 hours outside the city, alone in the sand and stone. No neighbors, no cell service, just desert. Just make sure the lights stay on, Howard said. And don't open the basement, that's all. He laughed after he said it, but his eyes didn't. Danny figured it was some weird old man thing. She agreed. Easy money. She arrived just before sunset. The house was wrong. It was big, yes, but not fancy. More like an old research facility turned private residence. Stark, cold walls, long hallways, no personal photos, no warmth. She noticed mirrors in every room, giant ones, facing doors, windows 7 each other. Howard greeted her briefly, gave her a key and a flashlight, and reminded her again. Keep the hallway lights on, and never speak to it. What's it? She laughed, but he didn't answer. He got in his truck and disappeared down the long, empty road. The first few hours were boring. She walked the halls, played music on her phone, made noodles. At 9:17 p.m., her phone lost signal. Full bars gone. At 9:31, she heard the first sound. A soft thump upstairs. She assumed it was pipes or desert animals outside. But at 9:47, the hallway lights flickered, then dimmed. She checked the breaker. Nothing seemed wrong. At 10:06 p.m., she heard whispers, faint, like someone breathing words from just behind her shoulder. Danny. She turned. No one. She walked to the mirror in the hallway. Nothing behind her. But when she turned to leave, her reflection stayed for one more second before following. She didn't sleep. At 12:42 a.m., Danny was on the couch, every light in the house turned on. That's when she heard the knock. Not on the front door. On the basement door, the one Howard said never to open. Knock. Knock. Then a voice. A man's voice. Calm. Smooth. Whispering through the door like it knew exactly where her fear lived. You've already let me in. Danny froze. She grabbed her keys and ran to the door, but it wouldn't open. Locked from the inside. Then, her flashlight flickered. Every bulb in the hallway burst one by one. She ran into the kitchen. The lights went out completely. Pitch black. And then, breathing, right next to her ear. She turned on her phone flashlight. The beam cut through the darkness. At first, she saw nothing. Then, movement. Something stood in the living room tall. Impossibly tall. Its arms stretched too long. Its head tilted unnaturally to one side. It looked human, but like a mask of human flesh stretched over something else. Its eyes were black, and it was smiling. It whispered her name again. She screamed and threw a chair at it, but it didn't move. The chair bounced off the wall. There was no one there, but her phone buzzed. A text. That wasn't nice. No number. No signal. Still, it came through. Panicking, Danny remembered the basement. If this thing had come from there, maybe she could trap it again. She found the key Howard had given Harriet had an odd symbol on it she hadn't noticed before. She unlocked the basement and went down. It was colder. Much colder. She found a circle of symbols burned into the cement. Black candles. A bowl filled with blood? Maybe. And at the center, a photo of her, taken last week. Smiling, on her porch. One she never uploaded. Suddenly, she heard footsteps behind her. She turned. The thing was there, in full view, taller than the doorway, bones cracking with every movement. It stepped over the circle, but wouldn't enter it. You brought yourself here, it said. Now you belong. She screamed, lit the closest candle, and threw it at the circle. A burst of wind. Screeching. Then silence. The thing was gone. Morning came. Donnie didn't sleep. She waited until the sun rose, ran to her car, and drove without stopping. She never told Howard. Never went back. But things didn't go back to normal. A week later, her bedroom mirror cracked. From the inside, her cat stopped sleeping indoors. She received a new message on her phone. No number. Just words. Don't forget. You opened the door. And then, the screen blacked out. Now, Danny keeps her lights on at night. All of them. And the hallway mirror? She covered it with a blanket. Because sometimes, she sees something in it, watching, waiting, and smiling.